Oh, wow. Very interesting generation here. So I'm surprised because we actually had just started this and then there was a bug and we had to restart our series. So welcome in, everybody. We've got Vinchester versus ACCM. The shape and the spacing of these islands are rather unique. Let's just say that. But we've got Seychelles game number 1. Two beasts up against each other who have been playing in tournaments for a very long time. I looked up the data between them, their matchups historically. The first time they played in a tournament against each other was 2014, which was not 6 years ago. That was actually 12 years ago. I know, crazy, right? So it was 2014. And since then, they have played 26 tournament sets. It's 13-13 between them in the tournament sets. And then the crazier stat is that in the wins and losses of the actual games, it is 56 wins for ACCM, and it is 55 losses for Vinchester. So this is incredibly close. And winner here will move on to the quarterfinals. And honestly, they're both so good. Vinchester, a former Titans League winner. He won Season 1. ACCM has won. Hasn't won an event quite like TTL, but he's won Wandering Warriors Cup and is always one that takes tournaments so seriously. Either player could go the distance here. But yeah, isn't it wild? Like, Vinchester, I don't think it will ever happen again. He won the first season of TTL. He took down so many big names, right? It wasn't a fluke. Every big name played. Next season, gets relegated. Like, what? That's just insane that happened. I saw some posts about it. People were looking through the stats of TTL, getting hyped up for the playoffs, and part of that was like who Vinchester beat and what that run looked like in the first season, and then what happened the next season. We're used to the top players being perfectly consistent all the time, but that's an example of Vinchester was just a little bit off at that time. ACCM's got such an intensity about him, right? Like, he's always looking for damage whatever way he can. Look at this scout here, game 1. He's waiting for that dog villager. And we've seen players not escort their villager throughout their early seasons, early games of TTL. Look at ACCM. He's like, I want that villager. I'm here. This is the ACCM that's going to show up today. Now for Vinch has been very relaxed all season. Like, he was the only player to get 2 wins versus Hera in the group stage. So that's obviously amazing. But I found, like, in a lot of his games, particularly against the players he was favored against, he was just able to chill. And I'm wondering, like, is he going to be too chill? That's pretty much what it is with Vinchester. You're either applauding him because he's a little too defensive, a little too relaxed, but he can get away with it, or you're sitting there thinking that maybe he needed to be more aggressive. With ACCM, it's aggression. ACCM, it's fight. With Vinchester, it's a bit more adaptability on the defensive. And then Vinchester has some incredible micro as well. And look at this from ACCM. Bro, I mean, this is insane. And Vinchester loses a villager. Oh my god, dude. Already ACCM has opened up. This scout has done nothing but annoy, nothing but harass, and he's going to kill the pigs as well. Dude, ACCM is an absolute god in tournaments. It's insane. Again, that scout was right there. He wanted that villager. He even booped it a couple times. Then he goes in there, forces Vinch to lose a vill, takes the pigs, and now the scout gets away. What a start. And that's just what you have to expect with ACCM in tournaments. It's just like a completely different level. And the funniest thing is, like, this level of intensity from ACCM, it's always there. If you didn't know the guy personally, you'd think he'd be kind of a jerk. He is the happiest, giggliest, smiliest dude ever. It's just, we play to win, baby. And winning in Age of Empires means you have to make the other person's life complete hell. So, I mean, not all the time, but at times. So, nice start there. Nice start. Now, long-term, guys, Georgians just do not compete on water very well here. They don't get shipwright, which is a very big upgrade. They don't get the fully upgraded Hawks. The Italians have a much better water tech tree. They get shipwright. They're a civ that is pretty much designed for late stage on this map. And I think with that in mind, ACCM needs to be very aggressive here. Already, it looks like he's not planning on playing water at all. Having docked the back, I think his plan is actually to play scouts or something here. And also, you see the mill. That's a nice mill there on the berries and also on the turtles. There's the barracks. Vinchester going to walk through here. Vinch's scouting has been nice. He sees the dock on the back. They start with the transport ship, which we can't forget about. So we saw the dock was on the back. An opportunity for ACCM would be to pressure the fish with a dock in the middle. But again, my feeling is that is way less viable now because of the ability to garrison fishing ships. And so I think it's definitely, we're going to see here, as this scout fight will be very close. Ooh, okay, Vinchester loses the scout there. I think that ACCM is just not going to go kill the fish right away because he knows that Vinchester can garrison. It's interesting, right? Like a majority of the games we have seen people trying to pressure the fish. He's not going to do so yet. Now, that wasn't actually too bad for Vinch. His scout is always going to die there. So you can't be too critical. His opponent's in feudal age and he's not. So he took the risk. He almost got the kill. Look at the walls from Vinchester here. It feels like it's a fast castle, but also at the same time, like he doesn't really have the food for the fast castle. He's late to gold. There's a lot to wall here. This is very on par with what I was saying about Vinchester in the intro. The scouts are going to be coming forward. Now, again, Vinchester has the information, which is good. I think he'll know it's a scout build because he didn't see any vills on gold and he saw the barracks coming up. Vinchester drops an archery range. First thing he does in feudal age is get fishing lines, which will increase the fishing efficiency. That's a new upgrade, right? I've been saying in a lot of my casts that people are not getting that when they should be. So Vinchester up to date there. The only eco loss for him was just because he lost the villager to the rhino. And one spearman's on the way. That spearman's going to get the poke, so gets the revenge on the scout. And ACCM's going to be sending in more scouts eventually. Love the food eco for ACCM, though. Having the double mill on this map is so strong. And he's now going to go dock the middle. And he's going to have the scouts here. So can Vinch wall... Like, look at the awkward walls he's got to go for. Can he actually full wall this? It feels like there's always going to be a gap. And can he defend from the scouts? Nice quick walling here. Honestly, it's so well played. That's so easy for those scouts to run through. There's still a gap, though, and more scouts are going to be on the way. Key here for Vinch is going to be scouting. He doesn't see this at all. He is docking over here, though, where I think he wants to sneak with fishing ships, but still has to track the scouts. The pig bodies are gone now, guys, so the evidence of that destruction is gone. Vinchester's walling up. Vinchester still isn't completely walled. Sometimes high-level AoE, it feels like you're playing Tetris, like trying to just fill these random gaps. This is like certainly a unique situation. This is still not walled. The villager that was walling this is still over here, and ACCM finds an opportunity, and that's a perfect engagement. And he's Georgian, so his scouts will slowly regenerate. If Vinchester just had the walls there, it's maybe a bit of a different situation. He does poke down that scout. He is fighting back with the vills. He does have more spearmen on the way. I think ACCM overall will be very happy with the control he has, but the Italian player hasn't lost water yet, so that could change here soon. ACCM's found the docks. Now, Vinchester reacts on that immediately, and his fishing ships are still out here. Now he should choose to garrison. ACCM's moving for the fish. You can only garrison 5, but the fact that you can garrison, and then there's arrows there, and then you could hop out with your own hawk and you could maybe stabilize. So this could be calculated for Vinch. Meanwhile, he's walling up. He's still got the archers and spears. And all right, he does lose a fishing ship there. But the others are going to be saved. And Vinchester does a really nice job there. Shoots that down. Is more than fine. 2 ships go down for ACCM, which is kind of painful. I think the only area for Vinch is that he's exposed is right here. Yeah, Vinch is basically just thinking... If I survive the early game, I dominate here because I have the superior water tech tree. And honestly, archers and spears, very nice find. I don't think ACCM is expected there to be this much army from Vinch because of how passive he's played. But some nice hits there, and Vinchester might even move out. At home, there's going to be skirmishers from ACCM. He continues to pressure with the Hulks here. And there is an additional dock from ACCM on the back as well, just relocating for his fish. I also saw he snagged the fishing lines upgrade. But it's so nice that you can just garrison your fish and use that as damage output against the Hawks. So if the Hawk numbers are even there, you could usually always win the fight. And archers and spearmen are moving. Keep an eye on the transport ship. Technically, you could still use this. I see it moving for Vinchester. Vinchester's had no scouting, so he won't know that there's going to be skirmishers waiting. I think ACCM just wants to bait him forward. He's like, oh no, I can't fight you. I must retreat. I must retreat. And now there's skirms. And now Vinchester's like, oh crap. I've gone a long way forward here. Losing the archer numbers could be painful. He is going to plan on mixing in some scouts against the skirms, or maybe some knights. There's the stable. But ACCM, notice how he's not fired here? He wants to get in front. So stopping to fire in hopes that you get a hit would actually slow you down. If you have the superior army, you just need to run and charge past them. And that's actually perfect. Losing the scouts is completely fine. You just want to kill the archers here. Well played from ACCM. Vinchester knows his army will die now. So Vinchester will kill whatever he can. And yeah, he tries to dive in for the scouts. ACCM will save the rest of them. Well played from ACCM. If you just got here, say hello. KD's very confusing. Basically, it's been ACCM who's been the aggressor here. Vinchester lost a villager to a rhino underneath his TC in Dark Age because ACCM was harassing. But I really like how Vinchester has played this. Like, sure, he hasn't been the aggressor, but look at how walled he is. Look at his resources. I love this. Chat. Remember that game Vinchester played against Lucho and how important the transports were? Look at him transport now. This is where we're at this stage of the tournament. People are using the transport ship. YouTube chat is saying F for me right now, which I guess means that they dropped. Are we back, YouTube? I don't know. I might have dropped frames for half a second there. I'm not sure what happened. Just let me know, viewers, on both platforms if we're good. I think we are. But yeah, Vinchester, my point is thinking about the water an awful lot here. And I like that. And he's got 10 fishing ships. Okay, we're still good. Thank you. Thank you. Dock techs are cheaper for the Italians, so that should be possible for Vinch. Interesting, though, he's going for guild nets before he goes for the warships upgrade. I don't think he's expecting ACCM to continue to fight on water like he is. Villager on the shoreline also getting fouled from ACCM. That's the villager he wanted to get in Dark Age. Nice opening here from ACCM. I think Vinchester, he chose the greedy option. He went for gill nets. He wasn't expecting there to be this much production from ACCM. And I can't blame him because this is all from one dock. This dock has produced very consistently. 82% of the time since this dock was produced, it's been producing Hawks. Second town center for ACCM. Guys, we've got an absolute banger on our hands. This is so close. Yes, in this very moment, it feels like it's better for ACCM, but that's going to change once the warships upgrade comes in. Again, the damage output from the dock, plus archers actually do pretty good against Hawks, and Vinchester's going to push this right back. Now, Vinchester's fishing ships haven't been actively working in the middle, but he does still have the fishing ships working on the outside. And ACCM can't just freely garrison fish to swing fights. We don't have a lot of land army at the moment. We do have a couple knights. There's the knight there from Vinchester. Let's see if ACCM tracks that. ACCM could just make a monk from the church on the back. But to me, it feels like this is exactly what Vinchester wants. If the matchup just gets better and better the longer it goes for your civ on water, you're probably happy with the fact that this game's pretty adaptable right now. Knight gets the villager kill. Nice harassment to delay the third town center as well. That's always nice because the third town center is already going up for Vinchester. And Vinchester will win the water in the middle. There's not too much you can do here. This is where I have a bit of a critique of the balance. And this is maybe for a video later on. But you can't go... People will never go demo because the warships upgrade doesn't affect... It doesn't upgrade the demos. There's a separate upgrade to upgrade the demos. And so no one's going to make a feudal demo there to try and recover water like they would have with prior water balance. So recovering water in these tiny little ponds is very difficult, again, in the Hulk meta. because the demo won't be nearly as successful there. So I think Vinchester will love that. Vinchester is running forward with the archers. I think he just wants to do something with them, but probably should keep them alive. Yeah, it's not as a Hulk issue as much as it's a demo issue, guys. Like, it's also very... Okay, small little balance rant. But I think the idea of them changing the water was to make it more intuitive, right? So you get the warships upgrade and it upgrades all your warships. Then why are the demos excluded from that? Right? Like, is that not the opposite of intuitive if demos are excluded from that? I don't know. In general, I like a lot of the other water ideas, but the demo aspect, we've just seen way less demos. And ACCM's probably like, like, what am I supposed to do at the moment? And the thing that ACCM doesn't know is that Vinchester's got all that fishing eco on the outside. ACCM's got 16 fishing ships. He's got gill nets already, and Vinchester, rather. Vinchester's going for the 4th town center as well. Vinchester's got a nice little lead at the moment. Now, of course, it's ACCM. ACCM's not going to be broken anytime soon. Like, this is some nice walling here. These archers are not going to accomplish much at all. But ACCM, I think, he didn't factor in the outside water. He never expected it. He expected, because normally you dock the middle, you stay on the middle, and that's it. He's never going to guess that Vinchester has that much eco out there. Well, skirmishers and archers fighting. Feudal Age units and Castle Age is kind of funny. And Monk will survive. Okay, not bad. Now, chat's saying Georgians is a weird choice. So, I've seen a lot of games. I saw all the Silver League and Gold games as well. So, we're talking hundreds of games. On Seychelles, dozens. I've seen Georgians win here. And basically, you play Hussar. I know it sounds weird, but you play Hussar. And then you play, like, Navy in different angles. And you build churches. Again, I know it sounds weird, but churches on the islands to, like, control the area very strong. Now, there's been balance changes and stuff, but I've seen it work if you play Galleon and you play Hussar. But against the Italians, I don't think it should fare all that well because the Italian player can also play Galleons. And the concern I have is that you don't get Hawks. So if you don't get the upgraded Hawks long-term if you're ACCM, what are you supposed to do against the upgraded Fires that Vinchester could add? Yeah, and like Spawn Towers is really good as well. But ultimately, I think the reason we're asking questions of Georgians at the moment, we're like, why would you first pick Georgians? It's because he's losing. He's behind in this game. And it's all because Vinchester's being super sneaky. It's fun for me because I got to see Vinchester be very late to these outside docks and these outside islands in that one game in group stage. And now it's like a very clear thought. Also, chat, for those that have been watching TTL with me, there was another player who utilized the outside islands and snuck a lot of fishing ships. Maybe you remember who. But actually, it doesn't spoil a lot because everyone, there's so many players now. It was one of Vinchester's teammates. One of Vinchester's teammates. He's got freaking 8 teammates right now because they added so many players. Yeah, Poison said it. It was Lewis. Yeah, Lewis did this in his set against Sebastian. Lots of fishy ships on the outside with the sneaky little docks. And it's just so hard to track because the map's so big and there's just so much going on elsewhere. Very difficult to notice it. All right, docks in the middle from ACCM. We see clinker construction on the way. He obviously doesn't want to lose the middle water. Middle water has oysters, so that's gold income for you. It's not even about food anymore. I think getting the gold would be nice. And we've got the castle from ACCM. There's this Von Towers upgrade. And he is going to drop towers on the shoreline. Obviously wants to re-win the water here. But Georgians don't get shipwright, and Italians get it discounted. And shipwright is an insanely good upgrade in these very long games. Your ships cost 20% less wood and build 50% faster. Usually when you're looking at water civs, you want civs that get that upgrade for the very long games. But then Italians also have the early game bonuses. It's cheaper to go to the next stage, cheaper fishing ships, cheaper university upgrades. Italians are just the perfect civ for this. I was surprised. I saw ACCM's draft. We've got another series that incorporates water. He never went for any big water civs. Like, Vikings was the last pick for Vinchester, for example. So clearly, like, ACCM's trying to play this a bit differently here today. I don't know how he's supposed to break Vinch. I think Vinch is just playing perfect. The defensive castle is great against any land raids. I'm sure he'll play more. And this is a water map, man. So he's just going to play the water. The villagers are going down, building the towers, but the towers will at least complete, which means Vinchester needs to back up for a second. But Vinch needs to have Hulks in the middle now. He's got 8 in there. If he knows the Georgian tech tree, he knows they get fast fire, but they don't get upgraded Hulks. So if you have your own Hulks in there with the galleys, it could be very strong. Here come the fires. Let's see how this goes. Now, there's no melee upgrades for the Hulks, which means they're not as strong as they could be, but Hulks are still very good against the fires. There's some random movement down here from ACCM, but clearly he just wants to commit everything to this. Now, it gets a bit weird. You can actually have too much population in the middle at a certain stage. But I think that's acceptable now because they're both hard committing to the middle. So they both hard commit to the middle. You obviously need as much as possible here. Look at the castles from Vinch. Vinch is like, you can't break me. Go ahead, try. He's not taking any risks. And why should he? I still haven't seen like any of the stables or anything from ACCM that he could do. With his Civ. Vinchester's got the cannon galleons out, and now he's going to start to take down the towers. So now you have to fight if you're ACCM. The patience from Vinchester to just understand the matchup, to weather the storm, all that aggression that you know your opponent's going to bring, and to, you know it's coming, but stopping it is so difficult. He's played it so calculated here. His cannon galleons are exposed here, which is not so good. Oh, but wow, ACCM didn't even notice that. So the cannon galleons are still firing. ACCM's down here right now building a tower. I think he was pulling his skirms away so that villagers didn't get found. But now he's going to start to lose his docks too. Docks are pretty pricey. I like the idea of a tower rush, but does this tower rush actually immediately deny anything from Vinch? Like, what's to stop Vinchester from making a trebuchet right next to his castle? Really nothing. Still villager over here. It's actually a villager on that island with the lumber camp already. There's a villager here. That's a monk, I think, with a relic inside of the transport ship. Still ACCM losing ground. Like, he's getting all these upgrades for towers, but the towers can't hit the cannon galleons, man. And these towers can't hit the trebs. The siege is just too strong. Here we go. Okay, he does have his own galleon upgrade. So, Galleon should be able to take care of the Hulks in theory. Is that enough fire ships, though, for ACCM to break the war galleys? We'll see. Again, they're much stronger now than they were in the past. But then there's also a couple fires in front. Yeah, as long as you match the fire ship count, I think that's going to be fine. And ACCM's going to get pushed right off of water. He will then lose his castle. He will then lose his TCs. He's definitely lost the middle now. He does have Manaspa here, though, which honestly come against the run of play. I wasn't expecting any military from ACCM. That's nice. So at least he has that. I think the units will easily get cleared up by a couple Genoese crossbowmen. But at least he sniped the trebs. But it's just these one-and-done attacks. It's these attacks that happen, and then you have no follow-up. That's been the issue for ACCM. There's no consistency here. He will lose the docks, and he will also lose all the ships in those docks, and then lose the castle, then lose the town center, likely lose the towers. He needs something more. And my worry is if Manaspa's your best unit, and you're going to lose your only castle then, it feels really awkward, right? Again, the small things here that Vinchester's doing. He's got a relic inside that transport ship. That's super annoying to focus on. But he has it because he knows how important it is. He has these islands under his control where there's stone and gold as well, just in case it goes late game. I think we'll actually reach a point where he would delete ships in the middle here. Like, him losing his ships to that castle is kind of calculated because you don't need more boats in the middle now. You're going to need population elsewhere. I'm curious to see how active the transport's going to be for Vinchester. Yeah, Vinchester. Oh, God. Transport's getting attacked, actually. Vinchester will get the relic. ACCM will lose the castle. Watching Shadow says, I know T90 has brought this up before, but I've hoped they would add different sounds for ships and docks than just the bells. Yeah, they don't have the budget for anything more than bells, apparently. Just ding, 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 and more ding for the ships. You're right. You know, I don't think that was at the top of their priority list. No one thinks about the sounds. They were able to find the budget for some really unique animal sounds when they added the different wildlife, though. There's all types of new screeches in our game now. Dark Age can be kind of terrifying right now because I'm not used to some of the new animals. Look at ACCM try and rat mode it out, try and hold on here. Towers and docks. This is classic ACCM style. He is starting to get raided by hussars. Vinchester's just going to keep trebbing this down and drop castles to secure the area. More towers coming up from ACCM. You can't go anywhere near the middle now, but that is a lot of population which doesn't actively work for you if you are Vinch. I still think Vinch is just taking it easy here. He knows he'll take these towers down. He knows he'll take these docks down. Here he's actually able to deny. Yeah, he denies the tower. It's the first game in what will potentially be a very long series. ACCM doesn't want to call it because he still has good resources. But also, Vinchester's not trying to force it. Vinchester knows, okay, we got to get to these islands. Yeah, look, he finds that villager there. Get to these islands where there's relics and there's wood lines. We do have some navy on the outside now. So I was not the one who created this map. This map won a map contest for another tournament. We brought it in. What would you guys think if this area was passable by ships? Like this area where the hussars are right now? I like to tweak tournament maps from tournament to tournament because eventually maps get figured out. I think if it was passable, it would be good because then the boats in the middle for Vinchester wouldn't be as stuck here. But then again, there's like, that makes water way stronger overall, which could be good or bad. I don't know. A lot of people are saying no. Okay, interesting. It's just a thought. Again, from a player's perspective, you actually have to consider deleting your fires now. So it's a bit of a weird situation to manage. Yeah, it is a nice trade-off. I agree. I think we'll start to see that transport get very busy for both players now. But Vinchester has Genoese crossbowmen. Genoese crossbowmen are great against hussars. ACCM is currently convincing himself. He's like, all right, my res are good. I'm starting to get to the outer islands with the towers and the mule carts, which is what I wanted. Vinch is too much in the middle. Surely that's good for me. There is one thing Vinchester needs to do. Vinchester needs to stonewall this. This should be fully stonewalled. Hussars should never get through. It's one of those things I'm sure he's going to do. But the raids haven't really damaged him yet, so it hasn't really popped into his mind. Hussars. Able to kill a cannon galleon there for a second, and now they should move along. But over here, we've got a cannon galleon going down to Genoese crossbowmen. And Vinchester's bringing the trebs. Vinch might just drop another castle or something there, but Vinch does need to be careful in the north now. There's beginning to be some expansion from ACCM onto these islands. If anyone's going to turn this into a wood game and somehow win, it would be ACCM. And those towers become incredibly strong because cannon galleons are tough to afford. So if this reaches a kind of a wood game, having the islands towered up could be the key here. T90, what if the opening was small enough it could be dock blocked? See, I like what you're saying there because that adds strategy. That adds like viability. That adds different things you can do instead of it just being like kind of free to pass. Yeah, this map has 1,000 comeback opportunities. Agreed. But that is also why Vinchester has played it slow. It's recognition from Vinch that when he had the lead, he couldn't just win right away. He also knows his opponent. So I think looking for the relics on these islands, starting to build lumber camps, and even getting the keep upgrade here himself, that's all recognizing this could be a long game. But I think for ACCM, he's going to eventually run out of steam. He's trying to focus more on the water, which is good. But now the trebs are going to come and push him. and he'll have to engage into Navy and Elite Genoese crossbowmen. And that's something ACCM hasn't had to deal with. He's been the one raiding. Vinchester's been the one reacting. Now that's going to change. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. The Svan towers are insane, though. There might not actually be that many Genoese here. All right. I mean, now maybe ACCM can snipe the Trebs. Here's the amount of gold remaining on the map. That's deceiving, though. Remember, there's gold on the oysters. Vinchester's actually taking that. There's a lot of galleons. It is a lot of hussars. There's still some Genoese in the mix, and the trebuchets are doing what Vinchester wants. Up here, Vinchester patrolling in some fire ships. But if he takes the hill from ACCM, ACCM's cooked. That's way too much eco. You can't lose that. We even have the Onager upgrade for ACCM now. I mean, personally, I'd prefer bombard cannons here, but I guess the Trebs do more damage and they have more range. So both are fine. The cannon galleons from the middle, so nice here for Vinchester to just snipe these towers while ACCM isn't paying attention. I don't know how many relics are on the map. I think it's like 5, though. It might be 6. I don't know if Vinchester knows about that one. No, he does. It's just so annoying to have to transport things around. There's a Znari Cav now for ACCM. So now he'll have his Cav will take up less population space, which means he, of course, can make more. He can make more of anything, really. Vinchester's slowly creeping in with some towers, building some towers of his own. Trebs are taking down enemy fortifications. Enemy fortifications cost resources. Vinchester taking his time. So many players lack the patience in these scenarios, and they try and force it, and they take bad fights up the hill. Vinch is like, no, I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to win this game. And I'm going to take my time now. Sees the trebuchet. We'll snipe the trebuchet. Sees the onager. Gets one of the onagers. And churches and towers are going down. Over here, the tower was also denied. There's a transport ship from ACCM. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Oh, God. Okay, well, villagers can't swim. And the villager... Oh, they survive. I think I would have preferred to drown, to be honest. This is the age-old, would you prefer to drown or be burned alive? You choose. But still a nice find there for Vinchester. In the end, at the end, he just stops the villagers from expanding to the island. So that's all he really wants. That is so many hussars, though. My God. Again, you just run out of pop. I feel like this is the one map where I'd like maybe for it to be a 250 population game. So fun fact about this map. Actually, type a 1 if it's the first time you've seen it in a tournament. We had it in another tournament recently, but I didn't really cover much of that tournament because it was a LAN event in China. So basically, when it was first made, instead of it being size 2, which is what this is, it was actually size 6. So imagine this map being triple the size and how long the games would go. I think this might actually be size 3 instead of size 2. Sometimes with water maps we do that because you run out of land resources if the map is too small. Oh man, Vinchester has to be careful. Damn, it kind of feels like ACCM's onto something with the onagers, but I don't know. You say that, and then the second they get sniped by hussars, it looks poor again. We have to start island checking now to see where the players are taking resources on the islands. And quite the push here from ACCM, who refuses to quit. We'll find a cannon galleon here, which isn't bad. Has pushed a long way here, but eventually just hits the hill. Just checking. There's just one villager there. Okay, here we have an island potentially being lost by ACCM, depending on what that happens with that tower. And they have to look at the fights as well. Okay, now the onagers are gone. The second the onagers are gone, the Genoese crossbowmen can shred. But nice progress here with this line of towers from ACCM. He's got that island, this island, this island, this island. That's 4 islands. 1, 2 for Vinch. So it's not that great for Vinchester, to be honest. He does have the relic in that transport ship, though. T90, I know I'm that guy, but originally it was made for Blue Carbon Cup before LY Cup used it. Okay, no. It's all right. No, I didn't want to discredit it. I don't even remember the name. I don't have the scripter memorized either, so I can give credit to whoever scripted it. It's a very nice map. But yeah, LY Cup was the first S tier that used it, I guess, is the way to say it, so. I'm just looking at the amount of wood in the bank, that's better for Vinchester. The Navy bonuses, like having shipwright, that's better for Vinchester. Genoese crossbowman, surely that's better for Vinchester. Vinchester comes over here now, gets more wood. Vinchester's taking down towers everywhere. It's all better for Vinch. Just ACCM will not resign. Vinchester just refuses, or ACCM refuses to quit because that's just his mentality. I just don't see a way that he can win this. It might take a little bit longer for Vinch, but I think that Vinchester's got everything he needs. All those tiny details, nice fortifications. The main thing is he doesn't have stone walls here. These hussars should never be able to get through. That is the only thing I could be critical of. Stone walls on either side, and it's actually more than fine. ACCM loses one island, and he's going to gain another island with these villagers. And it's so nice because you can bring the mule carts. So in theory, you save a lot of wood because you don't have to build new lumber camps and mining camps there, right? And ACCM lost that whole line of towers. There was like 6 towers here. They're all gone now. And now he's slowly losing more. Murder holes from Vinch as well. But yeah, welcome in, guys. We've got 4 best of 5s today. First game's going to hit an hour, so we have potentially 20 games today. And the first game is taking almost an hour. So 24-hour stream incoming. Imagine if every series has this map. With the level we're seeing in the playoffs, this will definitely produce the longest games. And here comes the Hussars again for ACCM. What do you even do here? Do you transport the Hussars to get away from the Genoese? I guess you hope for a big shot and... Ooh, okay. I mean, that was all right. Vinchester saw it, though. And now Vinchester will send in the Hussars. And we've seen this before. And there's the resources left, guys. Still lots of gold. Still lots of stone. Not actually a lot of wood. So... you get excited about the stone and gold on the islands, but in actuality, you really want the wood. And ACCM is able to take some resources there. In the north, though, ACCM could start to lose some ground. But the towers are just so tough to push. It's such a good civ to camp with the Georgians. So that's the logic. Raid, camp, and hope that anytime military runs forward from the enemy, they just die to the towers. And that's essentially what does happen, right? Like, Vinchester can't break this. Look at this ball of towers here. It's insane. There was a game in Gold League that went on for 2.5 hours here. It was Georgians against... I forget the other civ. I think Koreans. But yeah, basically the Georgians player did exactly this. And then eventually they went full Navy and they ended up having more wood. And they had the towers and the churches on the islands. But it's a long route to get there. I mean, this is not bad. If you can kill off an army of Genoese crossbowmen with Hussars, you're not going to complain. See, Vinchester's dropping castles. What about a stone wall there? Stone wall here, and then the units never get through. Castles kill the units. Stone walls block the units. I mean, there's got to be castles everywhere, though. Protecting the farming eco. And here comes the big navy from ACCM. First time chatter on Twitch says, I can't hold my pee any longer, ... Dude, just go pee. Just go pee. You're allowed to do that, believe it or not. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Thanks for being here. But yeah, no, you can go take a bathroom break. I think that is completely fine, considering the situation in this game. No one's going to judge you, okay? Also, that person has to pee, and now we have someone named Missing Colon who is now prime subbed. Are we talking like semicolon or... Thank you very much. Appreciate the support. Actually, on that topic, Good time to thank some of the support here. Snake, I completely missed your gifted subs during the intro, and you subbed for the first time. Appreciate you, Snake. Opiate Blush, thank you for the 9 months. Thank you, Spoondler, Porteous. Thank you so much, guys. We'll probably have some giveaways today if the support continues. It'll be good to give back. ACCM refuses to give up, despite everything in the game saying that his Civ probably is at a disadvantage. But, hey, there's still a chance. And if there's a chance at victory, ACCM is not going to stop. Hussars are going to get into his eco here. Look how good these towers are, though. The towers do pass-through damage for those that missed it. So your fortifications get extra attack. So it's extra attack and then pass-through damage from the watchtowers. But, I mean, I've seen a lot of towers go down. So, eventually, he should run out of resources to be able to build these towers. Here's another example of it. Towers are going down to cannon galleons. Up here, this tower's almost down as well. McCorlin, welcome in. Thanks for the 23 months. We also had a donation. It didn't trigger text-to-speech. Nylan with the $7. Says, hey, T90, many thanks for TTL. Been a long-time watcher, consuming all the TTL content over the past weeks. Quality and organization is amazing. Thank you, and hype for playoffs. Say thank you. I mean, what better way to start the freaking playoffs than an hour-plus banger between ACCM and Vinchester? Nah, thanks for the love, guys. It's been a lot of work, a lot of energy. Today might be a very long day, but I appreciate you guys. I've been at it long enough. I look back at, like, certain moments, certain events as just, like, special, right? And I'll always remember them. And one of those, all the events have their own memories. But one of the things that I look back on is those really long sloggy days, which go on. It seems like they'll never end. And with this being the first game of the day, I'm feeling like this could be another one. But we'll see. We'll see. Give me a time that ACCM will resign here. Because the signs are there now. He's lost so many towers. He's at 144 pop. He's not winning water on either side. He's got 7 on wood. Is it anytime soon? I mean, he's at the stage of buying wood, which when his opponent already has more access to trees, when his opponent is doing so well with the Navy, that's not necessarily a good sign. I think it will actually happen soon. So... The castles from Vinchester, the relics from Vinch. Remember, 2 of those relics came from islands. Like, he was thinking about these islands so long ago. But part of what got him a big lead was utilizing them with the fishing ships in the early game. Vinch is just taking his sweet old time here. ACCM at 113 pop. And hey, he taps out. Honestly, could have fought on for a little bit longer, but he eventually ran dry of res. And that's a huge one for Vinchester. Again, it's not as if this was just some 4th or 5th Civ pick from ACCM. This was his #1 Civ pick, so he clearly felt like he could play the Georgians, clearly play through the towers and the Hussars, and beat big Navy civilizations. But maybe not the Italians, and not Vinchester when he plays so patient in the early game. There was a lot of chaos that ACCM tried to send in Dark Age and Feudal Age, with the laming, also with the scouts and the skirmishers, but Vinch just kind of played chill the whole game. He boomed up. He knew his win conditions. Now, not only did he kill more, but the raising stat is insane. That's 77 raises versus 6. Let's look at the total value destroyed. Value destroyed this game, 82,000 for Vinchester versus the 54,000 from ACCM. That includes the raises, right? So that's like the value and the cost of all the buildings that he ended up taking down. That's a beautiful job, and that's what this map can eventually become. You camp the land. You dominate the water. I think there will be question marks for ACCM on, like, the draft. Clearly, he felt like he could just beat Vinchester before it got there. But Vinchester takes the first game. Great drafting, great strategy. And now it's on ACCM. He's going to come even more aggressive, probably. All right, guys, welcome in. We've got ACCM playing as the Shoe. And we've got Stranded. I mean, game 1 was pretty insane. Game 1 incorporated water. I don't think this game will go on quite as long, but Stranded can produce some of the best high-level AoE that we have if the gameplay is even. It's just so difficult to survive for very long on this map, and one moment can decide it. The previous game is kind of like, it's not one moment decides it. It's a bunch of small moments build up towards the later goal. That is completely different here. And so I think with that in mind, I think ACCM's got good chances. ACCM will likely be aggressive. Now, he's gone for the shoe against the Woo. Okay, the Woo versus the shoe versus the Woo. Who could have predicted that? And I honestly have not seen Shu played a lot, but now that we're in the playoffs and it's no longer just 3 games, it's 5 games, and we have more civs, you do have to get a little bit more creative with some of your civs. So, bonuses for the Shu. You get some food income when you chop trees, which is nice. I don't think it's huge right now, but the longer the game goes, it could be very strong. But I think that in conjunction with archer range units being cheaper, or like the technologies being cheaper, and faster moving siege, my feeling more and more has been playing archers and siege through the middle to control the wood lines is the strongest thing here. So I think that that's what ACCM is likely going to try and do. And that's why he picked the shoe. Obviously, you still have the water. Both players have their dock up. I think things are slightly better for Vinchester's start. First off, Vinchester's TC is a little bit more snug into the wood line. It's just a bit easier to take the trees because there's more trees there. And then also, Vinchester is Woo, so Vinchester gets the food boost from building the early dock. So I really like Vinchester's start with that in mind. But Woo we saw quite a few times throughout the group stage. I think this might be the first time Shu's been played on this map. Would you guys like it if we went full-on stats guy throughout the playoffs? Do you remember in some of my events before we had a dedicated stats guy and stats guy would like pop up the stats on screen? I don't think we'll have the pop-ups on screen, but we could maybe have a stats guy being like, fun fact, Shu was drafted X percentage of time, blah, blah, blah. We might just do it. I might just read off the stats. I don't know if stats guy could let me know, but I don't think Shu was played at all in Platinum League on this map. Maybe it was played in Gold League or Silver League. That's the fun thing, too, is we had the other leagues. Same settings. Now, Rhino gets brought in here from ACCM. Kodiak, thanks for the prime. Thank you, Looney Bob, for the gifted sub. Looney Bob gifted a sub to Vietnam_human. Oh, my God. That's such a troll. Thank you. Ram, thank you for the 34 months. Stripey Boy, welcome in. Lotus, thanks for the new sub. Thank you to everyone who's watching live on YouTube. Someone on YouTube asking, are all the playoffs today? No, not all the playoffs. Not all the playoffs. We have 4 sets today, which is already enough. So today is just the round of 12. And then we've got 2 quarterfinals. Tomorrow, 2 quarterfinals after that. Then on Saturday, we got the 2 best-of-7 semis. And then on Sunday, we have the 3rd place match in the final. So yeah. All the playoffs today would actually kill me. I mean, but what a way to go out, you know? What a way to go out. I think I want to live a little bit longer than where I'm at right now. But it'd be pretty cool. It's like, man, T90 died doing what he loves. Casting nonstop tournament games. Actually, on the topic of death and health, I should drink some water here. Water's nice. But part of the reason we do see Woo is because of the infantry opening. And so Vinchester already pretty clearly wanting to do that. Drops the barracks. Yeah, Prince, I'll have people come in and cast with me today. Don't worry. I'm not going to do it all solo. Things are too hyped to do that, but also it's just not good for longevity. But I'm starting to see ACCM wall like he's expecting the infantry to come in. This has become something that most of the high-level players are doing. The first player that I saw do this was our only undefeated player in TTL history, and also this season, and it was Leary. He walls like this to give himself space for a lumber camp, a little bit more room to breathe. But I think what can counter that is the man-at-arms opening. If the man-at-arms get to the house, you can take down a house very quickly with arson. So I think the key is you actually do need to be in feudal age pretty quickly if you're ACCM. ACCM's going a long way here, though. ACCM walking out here to get these water buffalo reminds me. He also drafted Huns. And I thought initially that he was going to play Hunts here and play Fast Castle Cav Archers. And now I'm seeing him collect even more Water Buffalo. I'm seeing another Rhino get brought in at a time where the food's not really needed if you're going Feudal Age. This feels Fast Castle. And look at Vinchester. Oh my goodness. This wave of blue is coming forward from Vinchester. Vinchester's going to be the aggressor this game. Yeah, I think this is Fast Castle from ACCM. That's why he wanted the extra food. And that's why he's waited so long to go Feudal Age. You don't have a scout on this map, right? So it's kind of difficult to know what's happening. There's a tower behind the wood line. There go the militia. Now that's a problem there. You can't have that happen with any other civ. With this civ, though, your infantry does regen, so it's probably worth the risk. T90, we hear the text-to-speech, but it seems like you don't. Yes, it's bugged. Every other day it works for me. I'm so sorry. I spoke over Ding Dong's donation. Ding Dong, thank you for the dono. But yeah, I'm going to read that here in a second. I'm sorry. I've noticed that like every other stream, I can hear it, and I don't know why. There's a lot of gameplay happening right now. Ding Dong said, long day ahead. Have some strong coffees on me. Thanks, man. Hey, thank you. Sorry I didn't hear it. I guess if chat hears it, though, you guys will notify me. I mean, so far, I think this is mission accomplished for Vinchester. You've denied the wood line. You're also going to have some pressure onto this wood line. But you haven't killed any villagers yet. And you haven't killed any fishing ships either. But it's interesting. Vinchester's actually not going for an archer range, which is the typical follow-up. He's just gone for the 3 men-at-arms and arson. And he's adding fishing ships behind. MJ, thank you. No, I did. We're not talking. The person's name was Ding Dong that donated. We're not talking about anything weird here, okay? Zachalak, thanks for the 4 years, though. Appreciate it, Zach. That's a long time. I think the logic from Vinch, because I've seen this a lot, the logic is basically the archer investment with the man-at-arms is always too heavy, and then you're too late to Castle Age. So here, it's like enough calculated pressure to take down houses and force ACCM away from the middle, and then get up to Castle Age yourself. Look at the amount of reactions that ACCM has to go for. This wall is also kind of funny, because now ACCM can't send archers this way very easily. He would have to send the archers either towards the tower or around. These walls are kind of genius. And a tower there, too. Ooh. Well, guys, look at the resources for Vinchester here. If he uses a market, I could see Vinchester being on the way to Castle Age pretty quickly. And then we could start talking about John Swordsman, perhaps. At the same time, ACCM's been very patient. ACCM will queue up Castle Age and now drops a tower. Oh, man, I love that. If he reacted right away with his own tower, it's a completely different scenario because Vinch just garrisons it and gets value. But now the Vills are over here, and you're basically trading this crappy wood line you didn't want anyways to get your main wood line, which you wanted in the first place, back. So that's really nice. Now, I'm curious, does the archer range stay up for ACCM? Vinchester deletes some of his own walls. Range is starting to go down. But yeah, this tower will just get shot down now. There's a stable now from Vinch. Stable's surprising. I don't like that. I really feel like he needs a market right now. Market's the same amount of resources. He could just buy a little bit of food and click up. Archers for ACCM are going to chase down the villagers now. But he's losing his archer range, guys. You cannot lose your archer range. It's actually really bad. I don't know. At the same time, it's really bad to not have any answer to archers moving forward. So maybe that's what Vinchester's plan is. Maybe he wants to surprise. There's no spearmen for ACCM. So 2 scouts with armor could, in theory, clear this. It all comes down to if ACCM sees this. Look how fast he moves forward here. Okay, but now you see the stable, and now you're like, wait, hold on a second. That flag changes the game. I think if you see the stable and you don't see a flag, you might still move forward. And, okay, so now ACCM's going to back up. Archer range is down, though. So now he can't make archers unless he makes another range, which he is doing. But keep in mind, we also still have the water. We haven't seen a single boat beyond fishing ships this game, which is unreal. That might change, though. Medium warships upgrade is coming in for ACCM. What ACCM wanted was full send to 2 archery ranges. That's what he set up as eco. But he lost a range. So now he's going to go into water and use a bit more of that wood spend on the water. And I think Vinchester's still expecting the full send land play for the reasons we explained earlier. But now these scouts with armor won't accomplish a ton because it's actually crossbows with Bodkin now. And here comes ACCM. Impressive castle age time from ACCM. I thought it was honestly a perfect opening from Vinch. We have 0 kills in this game, by the way. That might change. It actually changed as I said that. Nice villager snipe there from Vinchester. But Vinchester's got problems. And we've just seen this theme on this map. Just crossbow timing. And your base is so freaking exposed. If Vinchester loses a villager, will lose the second villager. Also gets pushed off of his gold, potentially. And 30 seconds away from Castle Age sounds like a short period of time. But that feels like a lifetime right now. This is so painful for him. Same time, though, Man-at-Arms get through. They will die to the town center fire, maybe. Nice reaction from ACCM. We've got the Navy moving in. I say Navy, it's just 2 random hulks on either side. But if Vinch doesn't notice this, he will lose fishing ships. Vinch has to be able to multitask here. And it's understandable. He's looking at his man-at-arms. He's looking at his tower go down. He's looking at the crossbows. He's adding the monastery. He did not see that right away. And he lost 1 fishing ship. Oh, man. Anybody else dizzy right now? I'm getting a little dizzy trying to follow all the action here. There's so much happening. I like the micro so far from ACCM. I'm not sure I'm in love with playing He Guang here when you have Jean Swordsman. But I think ACCM's already made some He Guang to help against the Jean Swordsman. So I guess ACCM already had that figured out. And maybe you just need to have your own He Guang here. Vinchester clears that up. Can send his fishing ships back to work. Yeah, the hill, guys. The hill is so valuable. That is where you're going to take wood. Both players having some wood issues, but it is way worse for Vinchester. He's essentially overloading on gold and using the market to buy resources at the moment. And ACCM is locked in. ACCM snipes the monk, which is good value. ACCM's crossbows just locked in. And if you see that tower, you're probably like, oh, great. As long as he doesn't have the tower here, as long as he doesn't have the middle of the map. How does Vinchester turn this around right now? Maybe it's on water. He doesn't have the upgraded ships yet. So that's kind of difficult. And ACCM has another Warhawk cut it that way to kill the fish. I think Outpost should be your best friend right now. You shouldn't be surprised by anything on this map. That's what Vinchester wants to try and do and raid. And we'll probably find a villager building the houses there. There, Vinchester reacted, saved his fishing ship. That villager will go down. Here, the crossbows are moving back in with the He Guang. It is non-stop action. Since this game started, we've had viewers with 17 minutes of idle time. ACCM is in the game with 2 seconds of TC idle time. Insane. And all the pressure that was dished out as well, right? The man-at-arms, the archer range went down. Like, he's just so active on the map. Ooh, but the monks are valuable, and the monk gets sniped. Well played, Vinch. You guys could say, I guess if viewers are watching, they're always idle. Like, am I idle because I'm just talking? I don't know. I'm just trying to say impressive job from ACCM so far. And with some players, you lose the first game with your first pick, and you just get annoyed and dejected, and you second guess it, and you say, like, what was I thinking? But with ACCM, you just know he's going to bounce back. This is a dangerous amount of cav right now from Vinch. And crossbows don't have ballistics yet. There's not that many monks here from ACCM. ACCM's got to be careful. Vinchester has +2 armor. There is a monk coming from the other direction. And just passing. Vinchester. I thought we were going to see this massive engagement. He says, nah, just passing. And he'll actually snipe another monk. Not bad. University's on the way up for ACCM for ballistics. I was actually really good for him that he didn't fight. He needs the ballistics upgrade first. Vinchester has since regained his wood line. Vinchester will now drop a siege workshop in the middle. I mean, he's got a lot of army. There's still the navy to worry about, which I think Vinchester has defended. He's basically just holding the choke points. He's not interested in pushing, so he can focus on land. Vinch built so many houses inside ACCM's base. He always has all this vision here. Town Watch would go super hard here. I actually think Town Watch needs to be researched. Different players would prioritize that just so you get vision on these houses. But you kind of find out because anytime ACCM patrols, he runs right into those houses anyways. I would actually just take out the houses if I'm ACCM, but I'm weird like that. It like kind of bothers me when my opponent has vision. Oh man, that time to get the siege workshop is so nice. Because now ACCM could realistically hesitate, but there's no hesitation. He's just running at it. He's got ballistics. He just got thumb ring. And unlike knights, these Haegwang just don't have the same level of HP and tankiness here. And so with the Haegwang on the front, I think this could be good for ACCM. There will be a Mangonel hopping out here in a second. If the micro's perfect, it's game winning. Oh! That's a decent shot. Can he get another one? No. Man, thumb ring's insane. Do you see how fast these units are firing right now? That's why he picked this shoe. Archer range technologies are cheaper. And it's just been full crossbowman play. Vinchester did not find the answer there. The siege workshop is essentially useless now. And he has to drop another siege workshop. Town center on the hill there for Vinchester, for ACCM. And I think ACCM's about to tie up the series, guys. Yeah, I mean, you can hop out and try one shot, basically. And if you land the shot, it can turn the game. But ACCM should just stay away from it. He should always keep his cav there, and he should just be waiting. Any moment now that Mangonel will have to hop out. He's got the cav fully surrounding it. And he knows he has the lead, so he's just playing it patient. The other Mangonel hops out. There goes the other Mangonel. But ACCM's just too good. Actually runs towards it. Ah, he's just too good. He's just too good. He micros down that one. So 2 Mangonels down for Vinch and the siege workshop. Town center will complete on the hill. I just wonder, when you think about the Wu tech tree, when your opponent's an archer civ, do you want to be playing stable units here? I don't think so. I think you want Jean Swordsman. And I think a lot of the early game is what confused him there. I think he felt he had to go for a little bit of army to stop the initial archers, which committed him towards the stable. And since then, it's a little too late. Another Mangonel tries. Another Mangonel will fail, probably. ACCM backs away. Essentially right now... Oh, counterattack from Vinchester here. Essentially right now, ACCM is just going to try and play map control. He doesn't need to kill anymore. Actually, take it back. He wants to kill more. And he does dive. He does snipe the Mangonel. And that way he can ram down another siege workshop. I mean, Town Center is dishing out so much damage against the Haegwang here. Mangonel will be canceled at like 90% there. And Vinchester's just running out of so much map control. Vil counts similar. Eco counts similar. Efficiency not. And Vinchester calls out he can't kill the crossbows. 1-1. ACCM responds perfectly. And so it's funny, right? Like, game number 1, he loses. We're critical. Oh, why pick Georgian's first pick? Oh, no, you lost with the first pick. We've never seen Shu played in all Platinum League, and it looked pretty damn good. And now you bounce right back in the series. Suddenly, the drafting strategy from ACCM starts to make sense. And yeah, we're reminded of just how good he is in maps where you can do damage early, man. But he didn't open aggressively. He opened passively. But in Castle Age, it was all ACCM. Well done. ACCM with 1.52 KD. The economy was very smooth the whole way through. And realistically, it just never felt like Vinchester really had the army he needed. He needed his siege to land shots. How many Mangonels did he make? I think he made 4. I think they all went down. Right? Like, did he kill anything with the Mangonels this game? I don't think so. But that's like, just because ACCM's a master. at controlling his units and understanding where Vinchester's going to be, and where he's going to fire, and just confidence. All right. So as I switch over the colors again, there was a lot of conversation this season, and understandably so, because not only did we have a water balance change midway through the tournament, we also had a DLC added. And initially, all the DLC civs were just like insta-banned because the Champy Warrior was really strong and everyone was going for these early Champy plays with the early barracks. I think the devs felt really bad about it. I think they saw the feedback from the community, both like high-level players and myself, but also just fans. People hated the Champy, right? And I think they quadruple nerfed the Champy. They made the Champy more expensive, longer to produce, like less attack. Like they really just... I think they overcorrected it because people were upset. I think they'll eventually find a better spot for it. But point is, ever since then, people haven't been banning these civs, and then also no one's been picking them. But I said at the start of stream, I think the Tupi is very, very strong. I think it's strong because of this unit up here, the Blackwood Archer. And I think there is a chance that ACCM will try Fast Castle Blackwood Archer. Unit is very cheap. It is very weak in HP, but it's fast in its range, right? And what do you want? A cheap, mobile, ranged unit. That's like some of the best units you can have in AoE. That's my guess right now. I could be very wrong, but that's what Vinchester's thinking to himself. Vinchester's like, wait a second. Is he going to go Fast Castle? Is he going to go Champy? Like, what is he going to do here? Now, ACCM doesn't go Fast Castle unique unit a lot. Like, if this was Viper versus Tato, which we'll see later on, Viper's tried the Fast Castle shenanigans. I feel like ACCM might just pick this civ for champion to archers or something, right? The settlement is really nice for your eco, so you could take the berries and take the wood. You could build another settlement here and take wood and gold. I mean, you still can just play a standard game. But because there's the potential of the crazy, we'll keep our eyes peeled. Now, Vinchester's known for his early barracks. Vinchester loves his little 2 militia drush with his eagle civs. And so already I think that's on ACCM's mind. Something that anyone playing the Tupi needs to remember is you can garrison in your settlements. So it's like a Khmer house. So if you get attacked, you can just go boop right into the settlement and out the other side. There's a player who you guys won't know. Player went from like 1900 or 1800 up to 2K2, fully going Fast Castle Blackwood Archers. It's on my list of videos to make. The funny thing is, I don't think the player knew that I knew that he knew about the strat, right? And so I had a game against him randomly. I was like, oh, it's this freaking guy. And I went forward Siege Workshop. And he's like, oh, T90 doesn't know. I'm going to be in a video, blah, 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 blah. And he's building his castle here. And my Siege Workshop is like right here because I killed his scout. So it was a very satisfying game, I have to say. Yeah, he almost went 2400 with it. It's very strong strat. And actually, last night before bed, I decided to play a game. And I was up against Stark. And Stark 2P'd me as well with the Blackwood Archer. I had a 30 vil lead. I was playing crossbows, skirms, and mangonels. I still died to all in Blackwood Archers. But I say all of this, and guess what? He's not going to go Blackwood Archers. So, yay, Blackwood Archers. No, he's not going to do it. He's going to play standard, which kind of felt like based on his build. Doesn't mean he can't go for Blackwood Archers later on. But he will play through the economic flexibility of the Tupi. He'll drop off his res, and he will click up. And here comes Vinchester now. Also, it's funny. Stark and I have been talking a decent amount. In the game I played against Stark last night, Stark said in Dark Age, he said, you are one of the few human beings who can do their hobby as their job, right? Which is true. I'm very grateful. It's amazing. This community's done so much for me. I love you guys. I responded jokingly. I said, hobby or addiction, because it was midnight and it was my only day off. I had other things I needed to do in my life, and it was just full on playing the game and recording videos. And Stark thought about it. Stark goes, until there's a clinic for people with gaming addiction, he says, we're going to call it a hobby. So I was like, well, it probably won't take too long. In like 10 years, I'm sure there's going to be clinics for that too. Now, look at this. ACCM fighting this back because he can garrison. He would never fight that back if he couldn't garrison. And now Vinchester needs to leave. Guys, Vinch is adapting his whole strategy into a fast castle behind the militia because of the fear of the fast castle from ACCM. But, I mean, I'm not even sure if I'm in love with the opening for ACCM yet or not. We'll see. He makes it to Feudal Age. The plan would be to get Champy Runner to upgrade these from Champy Scouts to Champy Runners. Then you can absolutely kill Vinch's militia. But we've got walls from Vinchester. And Vinchester could go old school, fast castle behind this. Vinch used to do this a lot. Now, playing in towards crossbows could, in theory, be a little bit questionable. There could be a follow-up from ACCM. We'll see. But for now, Vinchester's like, oh, nice. He's not going for the Blackwood Archers. That's good. My army will not get any value. So let's just run away and distract him. So that's fine. Okay, Twitch chat is telling me that there are actually places you can go if you're addicted to video games. I mean, it makes sense. I wasn't trying to be insensitive if anyone actually has a problem, by the way. But hopefully those places don't get to, like, yank people off the streets and take them into their clinics or something. Because, like, you know, I'm a prime target for that. So hopefully it's all voluntary. But I guess if I never leave my house, they can never find me, right? That's good. That's good. Here come the champies now. So I don't know. I'm a little confused at what ACCM's plan was. Because I feel like there's civs that you could play on this map that I've seen work quite well. I think he was hoping for the mind games. He was hoping for Vinchester to simply just play fast castle or take a risk here. But, you know, in the end, it's some nice damage output. That house could go down pretty quickly, and Vinchester won't have the resources to click up. So, in the end, I think Vinchester will obviously be very happy, even though he lost the 3 militia. Actually saves the eagle, which is nice. And, wow, first archer's already here from ACCM, and arson's on the way for ACCM. It's a lot of pressure. So that house will go down. Vinchester reacting with double archer range now. There's 3 archers already for ACCM. I think that villager should be pulled back. Vinchester's good enough to always do it on time. And it's all about thinking ahead and pre-planning for what will happen once this house goes down. We've got the houses perfectly behind from Vinch. Vinch falls back. Very well played from Vinch. And there's not really too much you can do now if you're ACCM to push this. You can sit here and you can attack the house, but it's so easy for your opponent to just have double range production. But ACCM should recognize that there's no way Vinchester's on the way to Castle Age. It's a nice defense from Vinch, but Castle Age is no longer an option. And he does need to have some army here to deal with this. D-Freaking says, I'm an addict. I watch T90 official streams too much. Frowny face. No. We're very pro-addiction for that. Everything else in life, take care of yourself. But with that, no. We're on board with that. That's good. That's good. Houses are going down. Made Mayans have cheaper archers, so this should scale very nicely for Vinchester in the Archer War. Which then makes you think, will ACCM stop making archers? Right now, it seems like he has done so. He's going to make skirms. So, on the topic of these settlements, I really like them for the early game, but I find they can actually be kind of awkward to manage the longer the game goes on. Because once the resources are gone, they're blocking a lot of space. I don't know. I find the settlements to be extremely awkward at times. I think the way the civs are balanced, they should be a bit weaker in the later stages. They have a lot of early game bonuses, and nice job here from Vinchester. Man, how has Vinchester looked so confident here? Looked super smooth. Now, hold on. Champies are kind of like their version of an Eagle Warrior. So Champies should be a bit more problematic than you're thinking here, Vinchester. And, ooh, that turned around real quick. Yeah, Vinch will be happy with that. Yeah. Again, for those that aren't too familiar with this, think of it as an Eagle Warrior / Man-at-Arm. So it's kind of in the middle there. And ACCM will be happy. ACCM's economy is looking pretty solid. Berries are almost gone and we'll need more on food. Vinchester still has the berries and has healthy farm count. And Vinchester's just got to back up. So I think Vinch is just happy. You have the additional Vil. Your resources last longer as the Mayans. You're not going to complain about that. Fall back behind the walls. Still keep making archers. ACCM left to just knock on the door a little bit again. But ACCM sells off stone. You could tell ACCM really feels like he needs to force the issue here. That this game is not gone as he would have wanted it to go. And I think Vinchester will probably click up to Castle Age with a very healthy eco. But the focus on this map, guys, is wood. You need to have control of wood lines. They're running out of wood here. And all the wood is going to be rangeable as well, right? Like once these trees are gone, all the wood lines can be hit. And then they're going to most likely be going for lots of range units, but it is going to be more champies for ACCM. At T90, what do Mayans do against mass champies? I really think that you can go a combo of like eagles and crossbows just because you can field so much army. I also think Plumed Archer is an amazing choice because the Plumed Archers get the additional bonus damage against infantry. But yeah, in theory, champies could be kind of problematic. I haven't actually seen Champy versus Eagle enough to really have a feel for that. But I think Vinchester is going to try and go double range, double barracks. Have the Eagles as a bit of a meat shield there. But I think Champies should beat Eagles. Still, though, I think with enough crossbowmen behind, then maybe the engagement's a bit different. It's weird, though. I think Vinchester might actually just be going for the Eagles, expecting skirms. But now he sees the additional barracks. Now he knows it's going to be Champies. If he didn't know before. Those Champies there are very weak. It might actually be worth it for Vinchester to turn around and try and kill one. But I guess his Eagle is also weak. Vinchester falling off the wood line for a second. Vinchester's farms have a ton of food on them. Vinchester will have a lot of gold. Vinchester really has the eco for food and gold here. So for Eagles, it's food and gold for the upgrades on the archers, but I don't think we'll have the wood for town centers or for ballistics, for example. Which are things you would typically want. All right, more settlements are up for ACCM. ACCM's in Castle Age a bit faster here. Walks forward. Will drop the siege workshop. Look at the scouting here. This wood line's been spotted. I think it's worthwhile for ACCM to eventually look up here as well, just to see if there's a wood line for Vinch. Vinch does know about this, so if he wins fights, he's going to sneak over there for wood. Vinchester getting the upgrades now. And Vinchester, I think, is going to look here and see, like, what are you doing out here, man? This is awfully suspicious. And the best players are going to find that timing and the position of the siege workshop, and there it is. Fun fact, ACCM's, as far as I'm aware, according to Wikipedia, ACCM's real name is, like, first name, I think, is Huang. Very, very common name in Vietnam. But we know the player Huang as, like, the all-in forward siege workshop guy, so. It's a very Huang move to do that. Nice micro from Vinchester. The issue, again, is he is fighting at a disadvantage all the time. But it's only 5 pierce armor for the Champies, and the crossbows do 7 damage. So it's 2 damage a hit, plus the Eagles in front. The Champies only have 55 HP. I honestly feel like a lot of this comes down to how strong the siege is, not the Champies. Nice house wall there from Vinch. Just gives himself an extra second to think, right? Army comes over. He does still have to ignore the hill, where there will be more Champions and more siege. And, oh, that Skirmisher's the MVP. The Skirmisher got 1 hit there to stop the palisade. House wall behind from Vinchester. He only loses 1 villager, but that's really annoying. It's a lot of work and a lot of pressure. I think we're also reaching the stage where ACCM Oh, as he goes in here as well. And the crossbow goes down. Villager goes down. And the champions are going to run in. Man, these things are so annoying. And if they get in, they can rage you to death big time. And Vinchester left running home now. And this is all falling apart for Vinch. The defense was so good. But finally, ACCM gets through. And I was just going to say as well, I think ACCM can drop town centers soon. So he can boom potentially. Man, when you're playing crossbowman and you don't have ballistics, it's so painful. And oh god, the champions come in over here as well. 7 villager kills for ACCM. This is exactly where ACCM likes to be. The crazy thing too is he hasn't even used the siege yet. It's just been the champions. He's just gotten through. He's in again. Another villager will go down. These champions will get killed off. But these champions can get more villager kills. There's no market for Vinch. So he can't, like, balance his eco out either with all the floating resources. Oh, man. Turns out the champions are still pretty damn good. Barracks for Vinchester will go down. Subs, we have the champy emote. It might be the only time we get to use it today, so now would be a great time. I wasn't sure that people were really going to ban these civs coming into today, but then if the one time we see it in the first set, the champions dominate, I think we could easily see the next couple sets ban out these civs. Now, it's a weird one because Vinchester traded a lot of army kills. So he didn't lose any of his army. But now Vinchester's got to recognize, like, he's really up against it. And he needs to have his best micro here. Ballistics is finally in. Thumbring is going to be in for him as well. Guys, this could be a crazy highlight. Let's see if Vinchester can do it. Look at how much from the enemy is here. There's a flag on the siege workshop. There's champions lurking around that just killed the eco. There's also that random ram, which is probably a distraction. Vinch knows that Mangonel might hop out. He's waiting. There it is. And Vinch runs right back towards it. That's insane. That's insane micro. I don't know if it's going to be enough. But for anyone watching, that would easily be an army of dead crossbows. Unbelievable micro for Vinchester. He's hitting and running with the crossbows. He's only 2-shotting the champions, though. And there's just so many of them. And with this number of champions, with Vinchester running further away from his reinforcements, I just don't think Vinchester could really micro his way out of this. There will be more siege as well. And the champion spam for ACCM. It's going to be enough. Vinchester has to double back towards his base. If he does that, he'll see the siege workshop has the flag. Champy spam might have just won the game there, and ACCM about to go up 2-1. Big shot with the siege there. Look at this economy, guys. Look at the farms. Unbelievable. 23 farms for him. Champies got through around the left side as well, or sorry, the south. Eagles go to snipe the mango, and they get slaughtered. Damn. I mean, this turned around really quick. But, I mean, I don't know if he predicted Mayans or what, but you can't make knights or anything against this. And there's just so many champies. Again, they're tanky, so they can run underneath town centers without any problems whatsoever. And that's exactly what they will do. Vinchester tried to quick wall, but there's just too many damn champions here, man. Champions are going to be everywhere. Vinchester's eco is completely slaughtered. This is after the champion was nerfed 4 times. And we kind of joked that they over-nerfed them. But this is against the Mayans where Vinchester had a full wall. At ACCM making it work. I think the amazing thing for ACCM is that his eco is fully utilizing the settlements, right? Like being able to farm around your settlements now and essentially use it as a mill is just fantastic. And, oh, man, the town center on the left side was also going to be spotted. We had outposts around the sides here from ACCM as well. He fully expected that Vinchester was going to expand. And Vinchester taps out. And ACCM up 2-1. So, yeah, a couple things here. I think if you know that ACCM is going to play standard, you probably don't play it like Vinchester does. I think he maybe goes for a bit of a faster feudal age, tries to get more army out in feudal instead of playing towards the walls. But because of the threat of the fast castle with the Blackwood archers, because this is still unknown, I can understand why Vinchester did what he did. And I thought he adapted very nicely. At the end of the day, it's just a map issue. You need to have map control, and you're just out of position because you're running out of wood, and your opponent has the siege workshop. He needed to have this area. I actually think crossbow and eagles is still okay. Losing the 10 villagers was not. And then, yeah, he could never move out from his base because he had to chase the champions. Actually, a very clear situation where Vinchester needed a market. If you look back at his eco, if he has a market here, look at his resources. He needs ballistics badly, but he never really has the res. He's floating so many resources. And then he gets to university, and then it takes a while. He doesn't have the wood because he's getting pressure to the wood. Then he finally gets ballistics. Just took so much time. But honestly, at the same time, he wasn't able to spend his resources really fast enough. I don't look at this that frequently, but you can look at the floating resources stat to see that Vinchester was floating more res. The biggest thing about high-level AoE is spending your resources as fast as possible. All right, so obviously switching the colors again. At least they're consistent. We've got game number 4. 1 win away from the quarterfinals for ACCM, though. After the first game, I was a little bit worried about ACCM's approach, you know? There were some question marks on the draft. But he ended up going for some nice Civ picks in the follow-up games. And hold up a second. Vinchester's going for a villager here. He misclicks the 1 vill, though. Doesn't actually get the kill. We've got regicide mode, guys. But we've got regicide mode Queen Edition, all right? But still, if you lose your queen, you are defeated. There's a 50-50 chance on if there is a queen or if there is a king in these gens. We've got Portuguese for Vinchester. We've got Bengalis for ACCM. Both civilizations that have strong economies, strong military. It's a bit of a weird map. You've got the fish in the middle, which you can utilize. But you start with regicide resources, and there's lots of res around, like pre-built farms and boars and deer and stuff. So, realistically, I think Fast Castle is the typical play, and these games tend to go quite long. If the queen gets lost, T90 will give 20 subs. You don't get to volunteer gifted subs on my behalf. Don't try and bait me. I just might. All right. No, I actually think I did say I didn't realize that this would extend to playoffs. That's true. I did say that if a queen or a king is killed. But under the circumstances where it's like a genuine... Okay, like a genuine snipe, right? Like not someone's already dead and they just send their unit away just because they know I made the bet. Leary told me, he's probably joking, but Leary told me in the interview he wasn't that interested in going 15-0, and then he found out that I made a bet that no one had ever gone undefeated, and I had to give subs. So he was like, a little birdie told me, which means chat, viewers told him, a little birdie told me you didn't think it was possible, and you put some subs on the line. I don't know how many subs I promised, but don't worry, we won't see the queens go down. The queens are going to survive. Players are too smart for that. And, yeah, queen is just going to hold open the gate. She's nice. You know, some queens, they're off in their castle, and they're just living the high life, not helping the people, but not her. Nice job there from Vinchester. If you missed game 1, Vinchester, he just did a really nice job winning the late game. He saw his win conditions, and he perfectly used his win conditions in the later stages of the game. And in that game, ACCM tried to force the issue as much as humanly possible, which is what he's trying to do now. He goes feudal age. He's actually adding a fire galley. It's a tough area to micro in, though, because there's also a tower back there. There's a tower firing. The queen is actually watching this. But ACCM ends up getting the snipe on the scout. Now he opens with a fire galley here. Now, I wasn't expecting a fast feudal, but Bengalis get 2 additional villagers when you do get to the next stage. And now you can idle the fishing ships and push the villagers away. I just think it's important for ACCM to save that scout. If you want stone on this map, you need to chop to the outside, by the way. You chop to the outside, then you get the stone, which means that like a super fast castle drop from either civ is kind of difficult to do here. And the trees also have 200 wood on this line, so it takes a long time to get out. Vinchester's just kind of hopped in and out of his dock for now. And 2 fire galleys. I mean, you'll take the dock down. I like the fire edition. People were going Hawks before, but Hawks do no damage against docks, it feels like. And if you know your opponent's not going to add any Navy for a little while, just go fires. Like, what would Vinch do now? Vinch would go for a Hulk or 2. And then that would delay Vinch's Castle Age time because his resources are balanced out for Castle. So Market, Blacksmith there from Vinchester. Resources are about perfect. And we have viewers complaining that we don't have channel points changed. So I don't know if we have any mods that can handle that. If not, guys, you'll just have to deal with no gambling for one game, I suppose. Someone named Jaegerbomb says, T90, will you name your firstborn after me? No. But you asked nicely, so thanks for that, I suppose. Thank you, Rusty Shooter, for the Prime sub. Now, Rusty Shooter, that could be a decent name. Nubinator, thanks for the 17 months. Retap, thanks for the 68. RT, Victor, welcome back, guys. What's up, Brunger? Says, T90, my boss is watching. Tell them this is critical for my productivity. Yeah, here's the deal. Brunger's boss. You think that if they spend all of their time working, that they'll be more productive. But actually, that will mean they will love their job less. And if they love their job less, they'll be less creative, and they will not push the company forward. So what I encourage you to do, let him watch the stream. Enjoy the stream, okay? And also, 25% raise, because he's clearly a very good employee. Let's see if that works. ACCM's Castle Age time. Wow, ACCM's build is sick. Guys, I've seen this before, and then I've never seen the individual reach a Castle Age this fast. This is insane. How is he getting to Castle Age this fast? He also killed that scout. He will add a stable to add more scouts for map control. Well played from ACCM. Seriously. Typically, the balance is way off. He didn't even use the market for that. So this is supposed to be Vinchester's home map. Vinchester's advantage is supposed to be that he can get the town centers up faster. It's not really that much faster. And ACCM has the fish. And ACCM gets the additional villas as Bengalis. So, yeah, I'm really happy with the performance from ACCM. Also, a big factor on this map is collecting these water buffaloes so you can delay your farms. So now the scout comes out immediately after chopping the tree and can start to send the water buffalo back home. Could also see the scouts around the outside just to snipe any vills. But isn't it telling? Like, Vinch isn't through. Like, Vinch didn't pre-click the trees, most likely. He just kind of let these villagers chop here randomly. ACCM focused down a tree. Otherwise, there's no way he would be through this fast. And now he can build that town center in that position. ACCM also going with the siege workshop. Now, that's interesting because you know the tower's on the front, and that's hard to push. You know the gold's on the side. So maybe he wants to, like, pressure these houses because he thinks there will be a town center there. Yeah, I think that the tiny details that you need to have on this map, ACCM has just played perfectly. Winning the water, cutting to the outside, the water buffaloes, which I know for viewers, you're like, how much do these random buffaloes matter? T90's just saying this to be interesting. No, it's actually huge. It's 300 food walking back, and so it can delay the farms. And then if you delay the farms, you have the wood for other things, like a siege workshop. Wow, armored elephant, though. All right. I'm still really confused with Vinch. I mean, okay, he'll get a relic, but to not be immediate 3TC in this position is very surprising to me. I guess his eco upgrades are really good. Maybe it's intentionally 2 town centers, though. Maybe he plays 2 town center fast imp. Or maybe I'm right and he's just late on the timings. He probably will see the stone, then buy stone, and then build a town center. Man, if he builds a town center there, and the siege can see this, though. Like, imagine if he goes mangonels over the wood line. Vinchester sees that vill. Vinchester's a little confused right now. He's like, why does he have a villager here? And he will wall up the outside, probably expecting scouts. The scouts are actually in the middle. And ACCM can see all of that. Wouldn't it be so funny if he snipes the cows? Watch him kill the cows. That's such an ACCM play. Attack around the cow. Nope, he's going. He sees the monk. Monk is more important than the cow. This army's about to be in. Vinch doesn't have anything to stop this. I mean, I guess that's not true. He's still got the monk and the spearman. House is about to be down. Vinch is not able to go to stone, which is what he wanted to do. Third town center from ACCM. My God. I mean, what a push. Vinchester's going to be in such an awkward spot now. None of this was part of the plan. This is all an adaptation. I think, if anything, he just has to run. And yeah, there he goes. He's going to leave. He's getting the pikeman upgrade. Villagers are going to leave. ACCM will hope to chase them down. I'm sure we'll see a light cav or something come back this way. All the red dots there are just the water buffalo he's collected. But ACCM's also focusing on his economy. So he doesn't need this to actually kill too much. What he needs is he just needs to delay Vinchester's decisions here. Poison say, do we have a siege ram and T90 emote? We have the ram emote, yeah. I don't know if it's a siege ram or just a normal ram. So impressed with the opening from ACCM. He is trapped now. Oh, but that's a nice attack rounds. And now the light cav will go back for the monk. In the end, I think he's going to end up losing his mangonel. But he knows that Vinchester doesn't have the town centers, and he could just run away. Nice clear up from Vinchester in the end, though. And finally, Vinchester gets a kill in this game. And now it can be monks and mangonels from ACCM continually pressuring here. Vinchester just feels stuck. Like, he feels like he can't go this way because ACCM will probably send some pressure this way. And there's outposts from ACCM already, so he's going to make his way there. Ooh, nice job from Vinch, though. Vinch gets the conversion. And we actually have a pause. But yeah, you kind of feel like you can't do anything this way. You can't take this stone because there could be siege. So then you got to go over this way. And that takes time. Chat, is my stream dead? Or was that a stream thing? Did something stream-oriented happen? Or... Okay, you know, I think that's not the players dropping. I think my game lost connection. I've been having these weird blips with my game, or I thought was my game. I don't know what that was, but I got to rejoin the game. I'm sorry. It's like whatever's feed. I don't know if my game PC loses internet for like half a second, and then I can't catch up to the game. We got to speed up now. I'm sorry. But there was a freeze, right? Sorry, guys. I have no clue what that is. It happens every once in a while, and it's really annoying. If there was a freeze, it's not the game's fault. That just probably means I lost connection for half a second. So we got to catch back up. I have no choice, unfortunately. But right now, the way this game is trending, ACCM's just got full control. It's typically so hard on these boomy maps to take control because there's walls and towers and all these different factors, but he's just done a masterful job at that. Blue Pill says YouTube was fine. Wait, so YouTube, did you have any of those issues with the freeze on stream? Because that would be weird if it's different. I'll wait to see what YouTube says. It's odd. Either way, we'll be back. We'll be back very quickly. It froze the image, but not the audio. Okay, so they're saying they had the same... Some people are saying they had the same issue. Yeah, it probably was for both. We don't have to start platform wars, guys. All right, it's not a battle. It doesn't have to be YouTube smells, Twitch smells. Okay, so now we're back to where we were. I'm gonna go 2 times speed now because I don't want to miss any big things here. But we are catching up to live time after my drop. Significant control lead for ACCM because he's been able to attack his opponent and harass his opponent, and now he's got the monks. And he should get some conversions anyways on the pikes. And he clears up the pikes. He also converted the monk from Vinchester. Unbelievable engagement there. He's on the way Vinch is on the way to the Imperial Age, but he's about to lose his market, and that is his Imperial Age TC. Also, Vinchester, do not lose your freaking queen, dude. Please do not lose your queen. ACCM is locked in right now. Again, his economy behind this is unbelievable. He's actually pushing towards this town center because he has a hill to push it, and he knows that tower would force him away. Vinchester's going imp, but for what? Imp for what? He won't have any army. And ACCM's just full send mode. He's got 4 town centers churning out villagers behind this. He's got great upgrades. I mean, the inefficiencies for Vinchester are insane. Vinchester will have crossbowmen. Vinchester will play... Well, clearly he's going to play ranged units there. Embracer's on the way. But he's 30 villagers behind. Behind this, ACCM is starting to stack castles up. And will think about Imperial Age himself. I can't be critical of Vinchester going imp. I actually think Vinchester going imp on 2 TCs is an amazing play. But it's just masterclass from ACCM to get this big of a lead. And Vinchester will micro this down. Look at the vision from ACCM, guys. He can see everything. Outposts and houses on the left side. Elephant and light cav around the north. Vision through the middle. Like, he is so completely locked in. And I think we are at live time now. Sorry again about the drop and the speed up. Okay, the only chance for Vinch, he needs to kill as quickly as possible, right? Here, the light cav's getting some raids. That will be annoying. But yeah, he needs to push as quickly as possible. Now, there's a castle here, which is bad for him. But he is about to complete chemistry. So he can play crossbow and bombard cannon. That can work here. The issue is still going to be the sides where ACCM can raid him. ACCM could always raid this way as well. ACCM is massing skirmishers behind this, and he's just waiting that 60 seconds until he's an imp as well. And once he is skirms... Doesn't give you an answer to the bombard cannons per se, but it is going to be really good against the crossbowmen here. And crossbowmen just can't do a lot. The fishing ships never really mattered to ACCM. There is a demo in the dock just in case. But I cannot say enough good about ACCM's play. Realistically, though, the water buffaloes, man. I want to know... It feels like he ate most of them. Like, look how late he is to some of these farms. He's also been building the mills on the food on the outside. Like, all that stuff are important little details. All right, he's in the Imperial Age. Bracer's on the way. He has 20 skirms. Castle's under pressure already. Vinchester's micro is some of the best in the game, and he's got his back up against the wall. He knows he needs to kill fast. The queen is inside of that tower. Maybe there's a slight chance that Vinchester will want to snipe that, but he moves this way. There's a castle there. But ballistics isn't in for ACCM, so the university's the one thing that he's missed. He will back up with the Treb. Treb will sit in the perfect range just to range those cannons and hope to get some kills. And chemistry's on the way in. No stone to repair the castle right now for ACCM. He just switched some villagers to stone, but he needs to buy stone for now. The castle's starting to go down. He's going to abandon the position. Nervous times. This game has been all ACCM, but Vinchester's got an army that dominates games. Because you can't just go skirmishers against it because the cannons are there. You can't just go monks because the arbs are there. It's a very difficult army to engage into. And Bengalis don't get bombard cannon. Also, all the production is on the front as well. ACCM cannot afford to lose his production buildings. It's not like he has thousands and thousands of wood. He does have the monks back there. He is getting redemption. Sorry, I think he has redemption. Did he get redemption? He didn't get redemption yet. And that's costly. Oh, man. Also, I'd love to see Vinchester consider... Oh, big shots, big shots, big shots! I'd love to see Vinchester consider Fatoria at some point here. Man, I mean, I thought Vinchester was completely dead. But look at how much damage he's doing. Also, his economy's not half bad for someone who was so far behind in villagers. Looking at the balance of it, he's got everything he wants. He's got 8 freaking bombard cannons. ACCM probably can't believe it. He had the dream start. Guys, the queen is in there. The queen is right there. If she dies, it's game over, and I have to gift subs. Okay, Queen just moved. Where is she? Where is she? Okay, she's running. She's running. She's a smart queen. Redemption's in, but, like, you need to convert multiple cannons here. That's so many bombard cannons from Vinch. Okay, 1, 2 locked in. 2 locked in. 2 conversions. Okay, 2 conversions is a start. Another conversion coming. ACCM's holding. Vinchester is aware now. Vinchester backs away. On the side, we've got some Wrath and we've got some monks hoping to harass. I think having vision on this gold is important. Queen is out in the open. Get to safety. Get to safety. But she's fine. She's probably safe back there. Vinch still no stone being mined. He has stone available. Hasn't gone out for it. ACCM has held. ACCM's eco is still very, very strong. It is stronger, especially with the relics. Almost feels like Vinchester is waiting until he gets a tech switch in or something. He's repositioning maybe to push the front of the base. So many bombard cannons. Holy. I mean, you're killing the Bengali monks with the attack rounds if that happens. That's such good play from Vinch. He knows the monk will walk forward a little bit, and he lands the attack round. Demo raft. That's kind of funny. Doc will go down. Vinchester sees this. Vinchester is exposed over here. ACCM's like, fine, you're not going to kill me? I'm just going to run to your exposed base then, where I could still see everything from before. And now Vinch has a decision to make. Vinch knows if he chases, he's dead, because he won't have any control, and he's going to go push. Which is probably the correct play. His eco will take losses, but it's the correct move, I think. He needs to move. Now, the decision is Elephant Archers for ACCM, which is a very strong option, but it's really costly, and his eco's not at the point to get the full upgrades there yet. He does have pikes in, but he doesn't have elite Elephant Archer yet. And here comes the Skirm Raid. And I don't think he's expecting Vinchester to be able to afford Cavalier. I don't think Vinchester's expecting the elephants either. Oh, man. Bit of a base trade. Monks are going to be important on both sides. The monks for ACCM are still going to add lots of value, both on the front and defensively. I don't think this is that good for the elephants. There's only one monk to convert. Over here, the Cavalier will go in. Will ACCM convert the Cavalier? Vinch needs to go for the monks. He's trying. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. This isn't bad. ACCM is holding. ACCM's pushing it back. The elephants are so tanky. And over here, he might end up losing his army. But I think that's okay. As long as he pushes this back, that's all he really needs. He can reclaim the relics that just got pushed out. These elephants were the key. And he can get the relics. He can come take these golds again in the middle of the map as well. And that's the main issue for Vinchester, is he can barely take gold. He's taking gold here. He doesn't have any other map control. He doesn't have any castles. And these elephants just can't be stopped, bro. Oh, man. GG. ACCM to the quarterfinals. You can't lose that many bombard cannons with this economy and have that be okay. Oh, man, that's huge value. It's not the amount of kills. It's the type of kills he just got there. That's insane. Over here, skirmishers will come. Look, he has an outpost right here, dude. He sees all the map still from the early game. So he'll just go over there. Go to raid the golds. Over here, he's got vision. Guess what? There's a stone there. He's going to castle that. Queen needs to go to safety. And he's realizing the only way I lose this game now is probably if I lose her. So we'll send her into the castle. And Vinch is getting better Cavalier upgrades now. But now it's Elite Elephant Archer. And Elite Elephant Archer is a whole different world of pain. The Elephants would have been enough to kill the Cavalier before. It's going to be even better now. Wow, such a great job from ACCM. And you know what's cool, guys? Is every single win and loss, he always did something different than his opponent. Game 1, obviously, we questioned it a little bit in terms of, like, the Civ choice. But, like, the Shu Wu game, he always made sure the shoe was on the other foot, you know? Here, here he goes for the fast feudal approach into the boom. He's a bit off meta compared to the other players. And he certainly has had to bring the strats today. Gold for Vinchester is an issue. Vinch might actually be looking for the queen, honestly. Like, if you killed the tower, you might think there's a chance the queen is around somewhere. But no, she's back inside the tower. Vinch has to fight. It's a best of 5. He would be eliminated in the round of 12 if he loses this game. Obviously does not want to tap out, nor should he. But I don't see how he's going to really surprise ACCM. ACCM sees the whole map. He's playing in God mode. Like, he sees the world. He sees it all. He sees the whole universe. These castles are just insane. The confidence to place those castles. Knowing about those 2 Cavalier camping on the gold. Just so much vision. And eco upgrades he didn't have before, he's going to get now. And he could just... Bengalis even get better from here. You can get Mahayana. So your villagers and monks take up less population space, which gives you even more room for military. We could see Battle Elephant. We could see Halb. So I'm just going to put this out there. I consider Vinchester to be dead. So if, in the event that Vinchester were to, I don't know, lose his queen right now, I am not sure that it is a snipe that changes the game. Okay, we can debate on it if it were to happen. His population is very high. He is Portuguese. He can make Feitoриas. But he has very little access to gold. That is going to be the worry for him. And his situation is not changing at the moment that much. Again, the queen is still there. There are a lot of skirmishers there from Vinchester. But it's now elite Battle Elephant from ACCM. Do you know how expensive this is? Like, I don't think I've ever seen elite Battle Elephant and elite Elephant Archer in the same game in a tournament before. It's usually one or the other. Well, he'll lose the monastery on the side. That's fine. But yeah, he's going to come with the elite. The double elite chonker here. At Vinchester, I think the second he even sees elite, he might tap out. Castle in the north, raid in the north from ACCM. My God. Yeah, there he is. That castle will obviously get deleted. But yeah, it's the double elite finish for the series for ACCM. Still has access to all the gold in the map. Still could see all the golds on the map, obviously. Here, maybe a little ambitious. That castle might get denied. But whatever. If he loses villagers, that's just more population space for elephants at this point. Vinch can never win this fight. The army value is 10k for ACCM. That's how expensive his army is. And 50% of that is gold. He is a wealthy man. ACCM, 3-1s Vinchester. Now, after the first game, with Vinchester's patience there, I was a little concerned that ACCM's trickery and his aggression wasn't going to be enough today. But ACCM, 3 straight games where he was able to, again, just do something a little bit different. But this was cool because we didn't see a lot of Toulouse matches in the group stage, especially from ACCM. And this was Vinchester's home map, so you would expect that there's a chance that ACCM could not be prepared for this because there's 15 maps in the pool. But guess what? ACCM is prepared for everything. He is one of the most serious tournament players we have, and he'll move on to the quarterfinals. We'll look at the bracket here, see who he faces, but whoever has to face ACCM is not going to be happy to see how prepared he was. That was beautiful. More wood, more food, more gold, more stone, more of everything, really, except for APM. But it's just the strategy, dude. The strategy is so good. The ability to, like, see the whole map, control the game like that, control the map. The defense got a little bit awkward there, but then to be able to hold and stabilize against the bomber cannons and arbalest, it's just not easy to do. And there's a reason people don't play like him, because everything has to go right. To play like ACCM, you take some risks. You count on getting some damage. Other people just play more defensive because you're not going to be able to get enough value. ACCM wins.